Todos los días quiero que alguien me diga cómo ser mejor, a través de sus historias y vivencias, cómo aprender algo nuevo o simplemente a conocer una historia de superación, inmigración y éxito. Hi everyone, welcome to my podcast. Here right now we have an amazing guest, and yes, you listen right, it's in English. We have here with me, Tyler and Kym. Say hi guys.
Hi.
And why?
Hola.
Hola. And why they are here? Well, we want to talk about podcasting. We want to talk about why they decide to do it. And because they have amazing podcasts in YouTube and Rumble and Spotify and many, many platforms. And why they decide to do it and why and how they can help you to, I don't know, to realize you can do it too. That's what we want to be talking about. So with us, Tyler and Kym, I just need to know, how are you?
Oh,
Yes.
I'm hot, I'm fat, and California sucks.
Oh my
That's
oh my gosh, you're so far away. Oh my goodness. Wait, yes, I have to let you know, guys, I'm right now in Canada. He is far away. I don't know, 36 hours from Canada?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, a rough drive.
And
Yeah.
Kym is with me.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're so far away. Kym, how are you?
I know. I'm good. How are you?
I'm so excited. I'm sweating.
It's hot out today. It is so hot out. We took the dogs to the dog park and they were just like, within 5 minutes, they're like, okay, we're done now.
Thank you guys for being here with me. Really, I really appreciate it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to teach my audience who you are and what do you do and why did you do that. This is important for me because many people think have a podcast is such a complicated thing. Many people think they cannot speak loud. They cannot defend their rights because, oh no, I'm just here in my house. I'm just here. I don't have a choice. I don't have the choice or the opportunity to speak. I don't have, I don't know how to speak. And many people don't realize they do. They really can do whatever they want to do as you guys, because Kym is a former government employee. I don't know if I can say that. No,
we can. I mean, you can say I'm a government employee. That's fine. Just mum's the word on where I actually work.
Yeah, it's because it's important to say you're not just doing nothing. You are a hard worker. You are a hard worker. He is such a hard worker, and you are doing podcasting too at the same time. It's not. That's what I want to just enlighten is be a podcaster. It's not just because you're doing nothing. It's because you're doing something else or you want to do something else. Tyler, it's he's driving so much. He is doing something. He is far away from home and he's still doing the podcast. And that is the kind of motivation I want to share with my audience because this is huge. For me, it's huge because I think, wow, you guys do a lot of effort. That is the effort I want to share with everyone else. But my question is, why? Why did you start?
There was a couple of reasons. So I think one of the major ones is trying to, well, I guess what's the best way to say it?
You can
Facebook,
say whatever you want.
Twitter, YouTube, all these platforms have more or less become the town square. They become de facto. That's where you go to have conversations, share ideas. That is our digital town square, so to speak. And regardless if it's a private entity or strictly public. And so when you go into those scenarios or into that environment, what would you see? You might see someone preaching the Bible. You might see someone that's saying, talking about gender rights or abortion or whatever. That is our traditional town square. and everyone should be a part to speak out and speak up. Because I know that there's a lot of people, and I felt like this for a very long time. It's become very alienating because of how, say, YouTube is, how Twitter and so on, all those big places are, is it can start to feel really, really alone.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I
was
think
just gonna say that.
Yeah, and when all you have are well, if it's not any type of idea or any type of concern, but I have a big problem with someone just saying, this is what you need to think and say, and this is all you're allowed to think and say. So
Mm.
in my, I guess when we started doing it was the idea of, let's speak up too. Like, we especially started with the COVID stuff because we were just hearing more and more information, and we don't have to get into it, but it was just a lot of, what about this? And then it was, no, you're not allowed to speak about that. So at some point it goes, well, then since I'm not allowed to, or you're saying I can't, not only am I
That's
going
part
to,
just spark something inside of you and say, you know what, why you're telling me this? That's, yeah, I know. I have the same feeling.
Yeah, there's lots of people out there who have questions, and there's so many people who are or were afraid to even ask the question, because if you ask the question, you got labeled as something that you weren't. So
yeah, and I know even in our own podcast, we've been mislabeled, and
oh yeah,
I DC'd, of course.
I can still hear you.
Oh, but I was going to say, like, even in our podcast, like, we had people label us, and it's become a very what's the best way? It's become very easy just to label someone because you can just write them off. Well, I don't like you because of label, and then whenever you talk to someone else, oh, you don't listen to them, their label. Oh, okay,
but they
so
are
I don't
talking.
have to put it.
What I realize with this podcasting stuff is people speak from inside. Whatever they have inside, they are doing a mirror with you. And I don't really care what the people say, because haters will be everywhere. But traffic is the most important thing. Tyler, Kym, but you speak about in your podcast about what? Just political situation? You speak about how can you define your podcast?
The 60-second elevator pitch. We talk about news, politics, Canadian culture, like Canadian culture, U.S. culture,
entertainment,
and things that, and just things that I think are of importance, and just being able to have that other voice. Like, my big reason for it was really hard to find people in Canada. Like, I was just looking at what's going on in Canada, could not find it. I searched and searched. Now lately I've been able to find more people, but more or less it's really hard to find people that aren't on one side of the political spectrum. And hearing people
it's because
speak out
everyone
on the other.
wants to be in the right way, political correctly. I don't know how to say that, but
politically correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be like that. Everyone wants to be like, yes. Well, I don't know. Everyone wants to be like that. No one wants to be just facing up. For example, what happened in Canada recently was the truckers driving to make a front with Justin Trudeau. No one wants to be at the front. No one wants to be, hey, no, you cannot do this. That is huge. That is huge, Tyler.
Well, and see, that was a big thing too, especially during the Freedom Convoy, was any information that we could find on the Freedom Convoy in Canada was through United States news. You couldn't find anything. Everything was silenced in here in Canadian news. And if anything, they were just like, oh, they're just what kind of
Well,
stupid thing were they
there
saying that they
was
were protesting about?
so there was one that they completely mislabeled, saying that there was a convoy, I believe, from Kelowna, BC to somewhere else protesting the poor road conditions, and they were saying this is the big convoy. No, it's the hundreds of people that are coming to Ottawa, and you've seen a big narrative shift with that. Like, you had to, if you were watching CTV Global and yada yada, you were getting a very different story than what was actually being told, as opposed to the
Totally.
people that were actually down there. Like, I know Viva Fry is someone that I watch on YouTube, and he's on Rumble as well. He's a fantastic, very knowledgeable lawyer. I was watching, he was down there talking about it. I know Ottawalks was another person that was down there streaming the whole thing. They were just down there talking with people, and you've seen the manipulation and the lies, and that's where things become really dangerous. When what you see, it becomes the idea of don't believe your lying eyes. Don't look at what's actually happening. Listen to what we're telling you.
Yes.
And actually,
I don't listen local news for that reason. I just listen. Aero News is in YouTube. Aero News has incredible news just from here, and I say, how they do that, how they can get it. It's incredible. But I know, I mean, I understand you were moving for, but just wondering, you have a year already doing podcasts, right? You guys has been, you have 300 episodes already?
172.
172. It's a lot of work. A lot of work. I have
a lot of work and a lot of learning.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's I going there. In this year, what is the most hard or difficult thing you ever learned from the podcast?
Being accurate and being honest. So the two things. So being accurate is making sure that information that is provided is accurate.
It's real.
And at the same time, I try to make it very clear that we don't know anything. We don't know shit. We're just looking at news and putting our opinions on it. We're not experts by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just looking at the information that's happening and inferring, or at least putting my opinion or perspective on it.
And also giving a different viewpoint, because you're so, I'm just going to say brainwashed, because it's constantly pushed at you one side, one narrative all the time, where literally that's all you're hearing. You don't actually listen or hear the other sides. And the best thing that you can do in any sort of argument is listen to both sides and come into the middle, right? So
totally.
You can't always just believe this side. You can't always, like, the left. You can't always believe the right. You listen to both sides and kind of, okay, I can see the commonalities here and stuff, but the rest is just garbage. So it's a lot of research that way.
Yeah, there's three truths in the world. There's my truth, your truth, and the truth.
Totally.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we're trying to navigate, is making sure, and like, I think one of the biggest lessons was actually getting, like, I know people say, don't listen to the haters. There's a difference between just someone hating just for hate's sake, and then there's people that have constructive criticism.
Oh, for sure.
And
totally.
And we had produced a video, and it made me so upset. I actually phoned Kym. I was so upset because
he was like ready to pack it in. So upset.
I know.
Yeah.
So I was, it becomes, you kind of get, I wouldn't say lost, but you become so focused on the work and ensuring that it's correct, that you don't realize what's being presented. So you kind of focus on, okay, well, I need to make sure that these articles, that we have this information, that we're interjecting, things here, that things are running smooth, that, all these, all these levers are being pulled while we're doing things, and then trying to, be engaging, be exciting, and having fun with it. And then there's one video that I seen, no other way to put it, I came across as an absolute asshole. I came across as the most arrogant person in the world, and I said, that is so contradictory to who I am, but that's what's being presented. So that's where that criticism and just, yeah, we have people that just come and just say, whoa, you guys are fat. Like, man, that's real original. Like, that's the first thing you noticed.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
That's happened to me. That's exactly. I mean, it's a common feeling. I have the same thing because for example, I just care of my videos, I care of my investigation, I care of the guests, I care of every single production. And at some point, the people say, "Oh, it's too long." Oh, whatever. Oh, I don't care. Oh, I'm like, fuck. You want to watch somebody just dancing, but you don't want to watch my video, or you want to just, or you go to my place to let me know you don't like it, or you don't.
Right.
I mean, that is awful.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I mean, the next thing people are going to do is they're going to tell me that I'm white. I mean, rude. Clearly I'm not.
Yeah.
Furthest from.
Yeah. Go ahead, Tyler.
Some of the things that like you can see, like from episode 1 to now, the shift in, I would say, the production quality, actually making sure that there are things that are engaging, making sure that there are things that are there, not just putting more quality control things in place.
Totally.
Because we were having a problem for a long time that when we were before we would start, we would do a typical sound check, and things were fine. And then we noticed after that there was an audio issue, and this was something that was plaguing us nearly this entire year. So it becomes frustrating, and it's demoralizing because you're putting so much work. This is something that literally takes me 5-6 hours just to get the articles prepared.
I know.
And making sure that they flow, and making sure that there's some type of cohesion between them, and then try to balance that along with still having a conversation with another person.
And trying to bring some humor and not, I think that's another thing we struggled with too, is that both of us are very passionate people, depending on what it is that we're talking about. So there are times where we both get over passionate in what we're talking about, and it's okay. That's not the kind of thing that we're wanting to do. So then we watch it back and we're like, oh, well, we gotta bring that back a little bit. And we try to, because there's so much bullshit going on in the world that if you don't laugh about it, you're just going to cry. Right.
Yes.
So we try to bring humor to things and try to make a joke out of things. And as offensive as it's going to be, like we are, that is the name of our podcast, is We're Offended, You're Offended. And it's offensive, but it's done out of good fun. There's never any hatred or
black humor, right? Humor. It's the way it is. I mean, you won't touch the button. You won't be, I mean, you have to cheer up the people. You won't be like, oh, this is what Trudeau is doing. Look, what we're gonna do.
Yelling all the time.
Of course.
I mean, there's stuff that literally comes out of my mouth that shocks me. And I'm like, I can't believe I just said that. I'm offended of what I just said. But that's the point of it. It's funny.
But it's funny. That's the thing. It's to be like, because there are some people that I've watched, and when they drone, like when they just sound, oh, the world is falling apart, and then you actually feel worse.
For sure.
And I've noticed with some people that I paid attention to, you would see a lot of that same thing. They used to be laughing and joking and happy, and then you just see them, whether they get burned out or whether they just don't feel, or they feel overwhelmed. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you can see when that shift happens, and then the views start going down, then the engagement, and then you can see, like, then they start, and I felt this too, like,
Yeah, that's my next question. And what is the most nice thing happened to you through the podcast? I mean, what is the best thing or the cheerful moment or the cheerful moment you ever had with the podcast?
Well, for me, because this is just my thing. Like for me, I think it was, for one, it turned into something that I enjoyed watching. Like I do listen to all of our podcasts for that constructive criticism and to see like, where can I improve? Where can we improve? What can we do differently? But it's turned into something that I actually enjoy watching. When we first started, it was strictly audio. We had no cameras, and it took a while for me to even agree to want to be on camera, oddly enough. But and then we finally did it, and it's been a huge learning curve that way. But it's also there was a couple of our episodes that we had where we had a huge fluctuation in views. Like the views skyrocketed, and our subscription rate, like we were sitting at 30 for the longest time. And all of a sudden we went up like 100 subscribers. And I was like, oh my God. For me, that was like a huge moment, because I'm like, they like us.
Yes. That is amazing, right? Because just one person listened.
And that's a lot of it too, is just like for me, it was, we're shouting into the void. Like that was the catalyst, is just at least just get it out. And like I said, if anyone watches that, they're not alone. But also just doing it. Like I said, from our episode 1, and now that we have a lot of this stuff nailed down, I would say it's been about at least a year's hard learning experience, learning audio, learning video, learning software, using different softwares, using different capturing devices. Like,
oh yeah,
a lot. Yeah, we've put a lot of work in behind to make sure that, okay, if you're putting that effort in, at least make it look your best. And like, for my opinions are, I cherish people's time. I'm a big stickler with that. Like, if someone is if someone is coming to spend their time, that is the one resource I've said, and I reiterate constantly, you do not get that resource back. And I am beyond grateful that anyone would spend their time here listening or talking or whatever.
Engagement.
Because, yeah, or just, hey, I want to be a part of this. I am beyond grateful, and that is one thing I actually take very seriously. So in the background, like, if things aren't going well, absolutely I get pissed off, because that's my mentality, is someone is spending their time here. And if they're not feeling that they're getting their money's worth, even though it's technically free, but your time is invaluable.
Totally.
And to me, that cannot happen. We cannot have these types of hangups. We cannot have these types of mistakes. So what can we do? What things need to change? What do we need to improve in order for that to not happen, or at least limit it? Things will happen, but limit them as much as possible. Try and control that as much as you can.
Talked about something. Yes. No, what I was going to say is like Tyler had mentioned, like, audio is one of the biggest components when it comes to podcasting. And
yes,
when we first started out, again, we were strictly audio too. And I was just using my headphones and my little microphone that I used to play my games. And this beautiful, amazing lady here gave me my first really good microphone.
Thank you.
And that made a huge difference in audio. Like it was game changer. And just as we've progressed, like, more and more things have changed with the audio. And like Tyler said, like, it's both of us, we work full-time jobs, and full-time mom and stuff like that too. And then we got the podcast, which is our other job. And it's something that we absolutely love and enjoy. But we've spent just shortly, just a little while ago, I should say, sorry. Because like he said, we've been struggling with this audio issue for like a year. we've bought new microphones. We've bought, I don't even know what that little thing is called that you bought me, but the thing that the microphone goes into, all that fun jazz.
Yeah, mixer. It's a mixer.
That's it. Yeah. So we've got all the things. He's got some in the truck now. And I mean, we spent an entire day, morning till night, literally trying to figure out where we want to see this go, what kind of things we wanted to change. And we spent hours upon hours working on this audio and finally we got it to a good point. I hope.
Yes, for sure. I mean, you got a really good idea. I can hear you clearly. Both of you. So guys,
it's been a fight. It's been a fucking fight.
Oh my gosh. I know. It has been a challenge for me too. The recommendation will be something, some advice to someone who wants to freeze.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. My big thing is don't chase the dragon.
Don't chase the dragon.
Don't chase it. Yeah.
Don't chase it.
Yeah. Don't chase the dragon. So like, you know, when we were talking about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff, okay, well, everyone was paying attention to that. A lot of people were seeking different information. And so you see a massive spike. Like you see like there are consecutive videos where we're just talking about or have Johnny Depp Amber. Like you could just make up a title of like Amber Heard, or as long as Amber Heard was in it. When you didn't have Amber Heard in it, there was a difference. But if you could have had Johnny Depp is kicking ass in the courtroom, no one would watch it. But if it has Amber Heard gets demolished in the courtroom, that would get it. But so I think and this is one thing that we're kind of learning is, okay, now that spike has happened. Now it's kind of falling off. So, you know, once you see that, oh my God, this video has so many views on it compared to the other ones, I want to do that. Now you start chasing that. Well, now I'm not getting enough views. Well, now I'm not getting as much engagement. Why am I not getting enough? What am I doing wrong? And then that's when you start throwing your tendrils out into the world and you go, well, I just got to do something in order for it to work. I got to get those numbers back. Instead of just, no, if you're having fun with it, if you're sitting there laughing, and be passionate. People, I think people can notice that. They can notice when we're interesting creatures, how we can catch bullshit pretty quick. Yes. And when someone is disingenuous, especially in a long form setting, you can only hold your bullshit for so much.
Yes. That's happened.
Eventually it falls away.
Yeah, actually, that's happened to me too. When I realized be viral, it's something really hard to keep because you can be viral with anything. For that reason, I don't dance in anywhere because I'm gonna be I'm gonna
Check
be
out
viral.
My OnlyFans, you'll see.
No, I'm gonna be viral for just one day. But what happened after that day? Because the thing is, when something is new, everyone wants to have it. Everyone wants to, but what happened after? That's the question. And you're going to be chasing the dragon. You're going to be, I want more. And you have to be prepared for that kind of thing. For example, in Instagram, I have, I remember I'm starting to do stupid reels because Instagram wants to have us doing that thing. And I started to just making super funny, stupid things. But it's the way they just move their account, okay? But I realize we cannot be viral if we really don't know how to use it. Because what's going to happen after?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like you see so many videos out there, like our kids, the dumb shit they watch on YouTube literally makes me want to bash my head into a wall. I'm like, how is this entertaining? And you see how many subscribers these people have, how many views they have. And it's like, really? Well, if I really wanted to be quote unquote YouTube famous that bad, I could just do dumb stuff on there too, just to get the clicks. But that's not but that's not what we're about. You know, like we like to get the laughs and stuff like that. And but we like to, like he said, we like to entertain people. We like to give people the information that isn't always readily available out there. Also give our opinions, and our opinions are controversial.
And at some point, I think you're going to create a news. You guys will create the news.
I think it would be fun. He's like, no. I'm like, if we were on like Blaze TV or Daily Wire, even though we're not conservative people, if we were on something like that, I think it'd be so much fun. I really do. But I mean, what I was gonna say though, sorry. Oh, I'll let you say what you were gonna say, Tyler.
No, go ahead.
But what I was just gonna say is, for anybody wanting to start a podcast, just get out of your head. That was a huge thing. Like when we first started, like it was something I wanted to do, but I got so nervous about it. Right. And at one point, like you're thinking, oh God, people are listening to me. Oh my God. And then when the cameras go on, then, oh God, people are watching me. And you get so nervous about it that you start getting into your own head, and you don't start doing the things that you actually want to do. You don't start saying or acting the way that you want to act because you're nervous or whatever. But
yes. Just jump.
Just jump, just get out of your own head. And, people are going to love you. They're going to hate you. And like this beautiful woman said on a post on our Facebook group, when someone was just being rude, just to be rude, she was just like, you know what? She's like, it's the haters. She's like, the haters are what's going to spread you around even more. So it's fine. Just ignore them. And, and that's exactly it. Just don't take that kind of criticism. People are going to say dumb shit. I choose to laugh at it. I choose to crack a joke about it or laugh at it, because it's like, wow, that's really original. Good job, bye.
Yes. And you're doing something. They doing nothing, and they just behind the computer, and it's spraying his feelings, and getting engaged. Kym is getting engaged. I mean, they are making a favor to you.
Yeah.
It's a comment. It's a bad comment, but so many people who really love you will care of you. At the same time, you're gonna get engaged. You gain my comment. You gain my time. That's how it works. It's horrible, but bad emotion move more than good emotions. I don't know why.
And you just want to focus on doing something that you like. Like, I mean, there are different things that both of Tyler and I like. Like I'm really into true crime. I like gossip, entertainment news. He likes politics, stuff like that. And we compromise. Like we've done other episodes where I've done like ghost stories, or we've done stuff on celebrities or whatever. And we just kind of, we make this something that we love, something that we enjoy. Because if you just start trying to make it so the next person's going to click on it, or you're going to please everybody, you're never going to please everybody. And it's just going to end up being something you hate and don't enjoy.
Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. I like this kind of conversation. Motivational. I mean, ¿cómo digo? Motivational. Yeah. In the motivation way. I really like why the people do what they are doing. I love to know what is behind. I really like it. Thank you for your time. Thank you for being so open with me. Thank you for show to my subscribers who you are and what you're doing. I'm really, really appreciate it, because as the Tyler said before, time is the most valuable thing we have, because we cannot return it to the past. This is, thank you. If you have
Thank you for having us.
Yes, if you have something else to say, where we would like to know where we can find you.
Probably drunk in a bar, dead in a ditch, balls deep in a hooker. I don't know.
No.
Sounds like a typical Friday.
That's my Thursday.
Okay. No. Where we can find you in internet, in the website, where are your links, your website? Could you just let us know where?
Yeah, we're obviously we're on YouTube. We've been putting a lot more focus on Rumble.
Why?
YouTube is
explain YouTube. Me. I don't know Rumble. I zero Rumble. Why are you putting
YouTube
so much effort?
Too left. It's like, even though like they're just,
well, it's not that. It's, so well, yes, YouTube definitely has a narrative and how they push them, but Rumble is new. So, if you look at some people like that have been on YouTube for like 10, 20 years, well, they've more or less hit their groove, and they've kind of stopped growing. You've found your kind of, okay, these are the channels I watch. So yeah, we're on YouTube, like I said, more focus on Rumble, on Spotify. I think it's we're offended, you're offended, I think everywhere. We're on Twitter, where I talk a lot of shit to people, and I tell people what I think. So
we got the last question. I promise. A last question. I got it. Why you put your name, you offended, we offended? Why? Where did you get it? Where?
Well, because for me, there's just like, there are so many special snowflakes out there that literally you can't say anything to them without somebody getting offended all the time. And it started honestly in a game that I play where someone would be like, I'm offended. And I'm like, well, I'm offended. You're offended. And it just kind of turned into that. And when we decided we're going to do a podcast, I'm like, well, it's us, and we have a lot of the same ideology and stuff like that. So, it's the same thing. So we're offended that you're offended. And it's, we're offended at all this little snowflakes taking offense to everything.
Yeah,
everywhere.
That's true. That's totally true. We are right now and everyone is a crystal person. Everyone's get offended for everyone is taking so personal, everything. And what they don't realize is when they get offended, it's because they give into another one or someone else opportunity to get emotion on you. Because it's so.
Well, exactly. And that's the thing too with us is that, a lot of people have criticized us and like, you're very controversial and you make fun of these groups or those groups or whatever. But what they seem to miss, because they don't actually watch the whole episode, is we make fun of each other all the time. There isn't any like, oh, we're going to be really nice to each other. No, he's calling me a fat ass. He's calling, I'm calling him an asshole. Like you would swear we hated each other, but we love each other. Right. But that's the thing is that when you do something like comedy, you don't hold back. You don't just, oh, I'm going to make fun of this group and not this group. No, I treat everybody equally. So I'm going to make fun of everybody equally.
Yes. And make fun of. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was just going to say, like, it's the idea of a lot of the stuff I say, I don't believe, especially when it's like a sensationalized, over dramatic comment. I don't believe it. I just think it's funny.
Oh,
like that's
your point of view.
Yeah, like there is a hint of truth, but if I made a comment like, well, I think we should bomb Australia because, or we should bring. What were we saying yesterday, Kym, about how Canada has a bunch of oil, so we should, the U.S. should come bring democracy to Canada. Oh. Like, no, don't. It's just, it's funny. Well, the truth is, the U.S. has invaded places, so
come steal our oil and free us.
Obviously, that's not super offensive, but it's that same type of thing. Like it's just for a laugh.
Yeah,
exactly. That's a laugh.
I hope you can find more subscribers and so many people can listen to you. And I really hope in my podcast too, so many people can find where they're looking for. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Kym. Thank you, Tyler. But you, my subscriber, thank you for being here. Listen to this amazing conversation. Please go to their channel. Check it out. For sure, you're gonna like it. I know you're gonna like it. Even if you love Trudeau, even if you don't, you're gonna like it.
Oh, no.
Be prepared to be offended.
Exactly. Be prepared to be offended. But you know what? Don't take too seriously. Bye, everyone. Subscribe. Please subscribe. And just what else? What I'm saying? I forgot everything. Wait.
Praise God. Pass the ammunition.
Oh,
please give us a like this, not like this, like
subscribe
this.
To her.
Subscribe.
Give her a like.
Those guys over here. And comment below. Carlos is telling me what should I say?
Gracias, Carlos.
Carlos is down there. No, Angie, comment below.
That's cute.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm just gonna stop the record because I'm gonna keep laughing. Thank you.